Hey guys, what's going on? Back with another video. A quick walk around and start up, show you guys the features of the car, as well as go over some of the car's details. And yeah, let's get to it. So, walking around the car, it has sort of a Volvo trademark as doors, LED daytime running lights. And walking around, since this is R design, it does have the 21-inch wheels. And specific to the R design on the XC40, it has a two-tone roof, so the roof is actually black on the R designs, and then whatever color you choose is going to be on the bottom. Coming around to the back, this is a T5 model, and as you can see, the all-new taillights for the XC40. The R design gets, twin exhaust pipes. In particular to the first couple models of the XC40, you do get the little Swedish flag that comes around from the, the engine bonnet. Another thing on the R design, the grille is black, as well as your mirror caps are going to be black as well in the R design. With that being said, let's go ahead and start it up. Opening inside this XC40, this one does have the lava carpet, and as you can see, it's an orange hue carpet, and it actually wraps around on the doors in here as well. But let's go ahead and hop in and start it up. The push to start is actually right here on the XC40 as compared to the XC90 and XC60, which is going to be right down here in the center console. But yeah, let's go ahead. You can push the brake and start it up. As you can see, the gauges do sweep, and it is a full electronic cluster. So I'm 6 foot tall, and as you can see, there is a lot of space in this car, as it's not the biggest, but the space it has inside the car is absolutely fantastic. And if you guys haven't already, I highly suggest you go check out one of these cars. But yeah, let's go through the features of this car. So all new for this XC60 is the Harman Kardon sound system. As you can see right up here, and on the doors as well, it's labeled Harman Kardon. But one of the cool things about this car is that there is there's no subwoofers on the door. As you can see, there's nothing on the door panel whatsoever. The subwoofer is actually placed inside the dashboard itself with something called air woofers. And it sounds really good, especially, if the bass all the way turned up, you can really get the best out of the sound system. But going through some of the car's equipment, looking down here, if you guys are familiar with Volvos, they have the XC90 T8, XC60 T8, and now the S90 T8, and they all have the crystal shifter where it's push to move back, and you can push it into gear like so. But with this car, it has the same kind of technology, and I think it's really cool that they're moving away from the traditional shift lever, and they're trying to make it, updated. This car does have many drive modes. There's actually a drive mode button down here, and by pushing it, you can see different drive mode selects inside the screen. So you got comfort, you got off-road, you got dynamic, and you got eco. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna change the throttle response and steering to however you see fit. So if you're feeling like you want to get the best fuel economy, you obviously put on eco. If you want, the most comfortable ride, put on comfort. If you're feeling like sporty, you put it on, dynamic, and it's gonna, sharpen your steering and make sure that the throttle response is as best as possible. Unique to this R design is going to be the trim around, the whole car, and it pretty much wraps around the driver's section. Doesn't really lead too much in the rear, and as you can see, it's very unique. And it just wraps around the door panels and straight on the dash, and it wraps around to the driver's side as well. If you get a regular momentum trim on this car, you're not going to get those features. So I think that's honestly really cool to add to this car, and it looks really cool at night. So moving on to technology of this car, we have the center stack here, and as a traditional Volvo, if you have anything from a 2016 up, especially in the 90s, 60s, and the newer V90s. So moving on to technology of this car, if you have an XC90 or XC60 or an S90, you guys are gonna be very familiar with this setup. And what it pretty much is, it's the same Volvo census screen that they've had for the past couple of years on their cars now. And it's honestly a really good system, and it's really easy to use as long as it takes a couple of days to great practicing with this screen to get used to it. But it's pretty much set up in 4 different layers. You got navigation on top, you got your music settings down here, and then you have your phone settings underneath that. And then the 4th screen is pretty much going to be whatever application that you were into last. So in this scenario, it's in the sound settings for the speaker system. If you don't have the Harman Kardon sound system, you're not going to get these options. But moving aside, if you swipe the screen to the left, you have all your different driving aids, and this car has pretty much all the driving aids imaginable. It has self-driving, lane keep assist, bliss, self-parking, park assist, anything you name, this car has. And pretty much that's going to be it for technology on this car. Obviously, you have Spotify and all that stuff on this car, and it's really decently equipped, and I think it's an excellent car for the money. So now let's hop into the back seats. So as I said earlier, I am 6 foot, and looking down, I still have some room between my legs, and this is my comfortable driving position. So as a 6 foot driver with the seat in my comfortable driving position, this is how much room I have in the back, being 6 foot. So it is incredibly spacious in this car, and I think honestly this is class leading space, especially for a car in this segment. I really didn't expect to have this much room back here, but it's absolutely phenomenal. So checking out the trunk of the car, here's the button down here. You just push it and the trunk opens up, and there is a ton of space back here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but this is almost as big as the XC60's trunk, and this is a car smaller than the XC60, so to see this kind of space is absolutely impressive. And another cool thing is, since this has the lava interior, here's the lava carpets for the car, and I think they look really good. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up the video for today. Hope you guys liked it, and huge thanks to Don Buyer Volvo Dallas for providing me with the car, and I'll talk to you guys next video.